online back in 2016, January. It was very close to the time that I had to leave the country for good because I was with a student visa. And then I just wrote in my profile that I wanted to find a friend, a boy friend, to show me Sydney because I was studying a little bit far from Sydney. So I was here 5 years, but I was like a tourist. I didn't know Sydney very well, so I found the friend.
The moment I met Sandra, I was absolutely blown away because I'd only seen one profile photo. So I had a rough idea what she looked like, but in person she was a lot prettier. So yeah, we met, we spoke a lot over coffee and organised to see each other pretty soon after that. I think the chemistry we felt straight away. So that's very quickly how we met.
Yeah, my first impressions of Ross was that he was a happy, smiley guy because I arrived first to the date and he was coming and he was smiling. So I could see the smile from far. And then also that he was very positive. He very briefly mentioned about some problems that he had, but he mentioned and he highlighted that these problems, how he was planning to solve or what he was doing to solve those. So I thought he's very smiley, very happy. It reflects the happiness. And he also, all in spite of the problems, he was very positive to resolve the problem. So I like that approach.
Well, my first impressions were, like I mentioned earlier, wow. Also, it was really nice to meet her at her workplace. So she was obviously studying as a student there, finishing off a PhD, but she also impressed me with her just her professionalism. She was very direct, very clear to understand. Her English was excellent, and it still is. And I was just very impressed with meeting a beautiful, very intelligent, and sincere, genuine person. The conversation was very straightforward. I felt very comfortable the moment I met her, especially with the fact that she's very direct, very honest, very sincere. There was nothing fake about Sandra, and I felt totally at peace being around her. So, she even told me that she only had 3 months left in the country. So, on a first date, that's usually, okay, this won't last very long. But no, she was very clear with her intentions, and I was impressed with that.
What I like the most about Ross is his smile. The way he approached the problems is so different to me, and I have learned from him. He said, "Okay, let's talk about this. Maybe this is not a good time for resolving this problem. Let's wait until tomorrow so everyone is calm." It's not that we are fighting all the time. It's the way he approached problems, conversations, differences. He is a very well-spoken person, and yeah, that's what I like the most. So that have helped us to solve any differences, problems, in an easier manner.
What I like the most about Sandra, well, it was established from day one, just other than her beauty. It was just her authenticity, the way she communicated. She's, as I said earlier on, she's not a fake person. She's a very direct, very honest and sincere person. And I felt very comfortable with that. So those are the things that I noticed about her.
Aussie culture, I have embraced a lot, I think. I love Vegemite. I love English breakfast in the afternoon. It is incredible. I never had English tea in my life before. I respect the time of the people, so because we Latinos are always late for everything. I enjoy the different sports, different types of netball, footy, learning about all these sports that I never knew about in the past. It's not that I practice any of them, but I like them. What else? Australian culture.
She's a Panther supporter.
I am a Panther supporter because I live in Penrith when I arrived in Australia 14 years ago. So I am a Panthers girl.
Who drinks tea,
and I love the beer, because it reminds me of a Colombian beer.
Well, I have a bit of an unfair advantage because I have a Latin background. Even though I was born in Australia, my family are from Peru. So I have been able to embrace the Latin Peruvian culture in particular. But meeting Sandra, I wasn't very familiar with the Colombian culture. And I really enjoyed discovering that through Sandra and her friends, being embraced by the Colombian community in that way. You know, appreciating arepas, chocolate, dancing more salsa, just all the little differences between Colombia and Peru are the things that I appreciate. And she also appreciates, things that are from Peru. And of course, she's mentioned all the things that she appreciates that are Australian and the part of the Australian culture. And because I was born here, I've been able to sort of share more of the Australian culture in my own way. But I've really embraced the Colombian culture. If anything, it's a little bit funny now that I've been Colombianized because I've embraced it so much. So I absolutely love it.
Challenges, yes, we have had many challenges. Communication, yes, although Ross said at the beginning that I have perfect English, is not true. Until today, we have sometimes communication misunderstandings. I meant something different, or I understand, Ross understands something totally different, that what I wanted to say. So sometimes we have to clarify. Sometimes I can't find the word in English to express myself, so I ended up speaking in Spanglish. We mainly speak in English because my English is better than his Spanish. But we sometimes speak in Spanglish because I can't find the words. That's communication, which I think we have. We had an advantage that he can understand my Spanish words. Sometimes we definitely can't understand, and I say, "Oh, it's okay, forget it." Biggest challenge has been to be apart. We had a relationship, a long distance relationship for 4 years. I was in Colombia for 4 years until I met my obligations with my government. And then I came back 5 years ago. And since then, we have been living together and we got married as well during the pandemic. That's one challenge that it worked very well. We managed that. Every person that knows about this story says, wow, 4 years apart. And we only met 3 times during those 4 years. So it's hard to believe, but we made it. Another challenge that I think was a beautiful challenge was a physical. I thought it would be a physical challenge. So we prepared for that. We went to Everest Base Camp 2 years ago, and we prepared physically for that. So we were training. I was a little bit scared because I was the less fit in the group. So, but I was positive that I would do it. It was very hard, but at the end, it was more the mental challenge. So the good thing about us as a couple in all these years is that we have been supporting each other. And for that challenge, Ross supported me He helped me, he motivated me, he gave me his electrolytes because that saved my life up in the mountains. And it was a very beautiful challenge. Yeah.
Like Sandra mentioned, the instant challenge or the immediate challenge was maintaining a relationship, a long distance relationship, especially over 4 years. However, we learned to overcome them by really maintaining regular communication. Thanks to technology, we're able to sort of connect on Skype and WhatsApp daily. If anything, it was twice a day. So that challenge became less of a challenge over time, and it became almost second nature to communicate. However, with like any couple, you will find your differences. We have cultural, even though our cultural backgrounds are Latino, my cultural background with my family is a little bit different to Sandra's, and we've discovered some of those differences. We're also both parents, and the way we learn to parent and we're taught to parent are a little bit different as well. So understanding those differences between our kids and the way we parent, and just common differences, I think, is probably learning to understand and appreciate the differences is, I think, one of the challenges that we've had to go through, and we always take them on, which is a good thing. I like the Everest Base Camp example of sharing a challenge together. Because I think that's the whole point of doing these things. To live your life, you have to, explore challenges and get out of your comfort zone, and we do it together. I think life is too short to sort of wonder what it's like to put yourself out there and meet someone. And prior to meeting Sandra, I had gone through a separation and a divorce and things like that. So I was very inquisitive as well as apprehensive, if you could say, about starting a new relationship. But once I learnt to accept that I needed to be happy, I wanted to be happy, and I wanted to meet the right person. Um, Meeting Sandra kind of helped me do that. She gave me a lot of confidence and trust, not only in the relationship, but obviously in myself, my judgment. And she made it a lot easier for me to open up and be open to love. So if she never, she initiated the relationship. She's the one that sent me the message online through online dating. And if I closed myself and said, no, I don't want to do any more online dating, I'd never have met Sandra. So I'm really glad that it was a nice mishap to leave that account open, get a lovely message early in the new year from a lovely Latina who was genuine about wanting to meet someone, and for somebody to show her Sydney. So I have no regrets. As I said, the big thing is just to sort of, life is way too short. Just embrace it, follow your heart, don't think too much about it. And next thing you know, you'll find happiness. And that's what I have found.